Hello, everybody. Pat Council here, and I am a life and business coach, and I want to talk to you about why you should embrace rejection. Nobody really likes rejection. Matter of fact, most people don't even like talking about it. But I want to talk to you about it because I think it's necessary. And the reason why I decided to address rejection is because over the last, let's say, 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, I have been doing workshops and webinars and talking about goal setting. So, one of the questions that I always ask is, what is your biggest challenge when it comes to achieving your goals? Because I like to give specific answers. And I heard answers such as fear. Okay, so what are you afraid of? And so, fear of success, fear of rejection, fear of losing, in some case, fear of people making fun of me, which is kind of a form of rejection. And then some outright said rejection. If I don't succeed, then I think that people will reject me. And so this was across the board in terms of personal uh their personal life and their business life. So I thought, you know what, let's talk a little bit about rejection. And I think it's important to understand something about rejection as you're setting your goals for the coming year, because when people are afraid of rejection, they play small. They set smaller goals, and these goals are uninspired, and for the most part, they're what I call not valid. And what makes them not valid is because the person is setting the goal from a position of fear. Any goal that's set from that position of fear it is not valid because they're not inspired to achieve it. Okay, and their energy at that point, it's a low energy goal, and while they may set the goal, they're still going to fizzle out, so they may give up easily, and because the fear may overwhelm them and override the goal. But when we set goals from that position of power, because we understand why we're setting the goal, what this is all about, and we're not allowing something like rejection to cause us to set small goals, now our chances of achieving the goals are a lot higher, because why, we're inspired and we're ready to make something happen. Now, one of my tagline on my podcast, Designing Your Life Today, is do life with power because you're built by design to win. Well, if we are afraid of rejection, well, you're not doing life with power, and you don't fully understand that you're built by design to win. But I want to talk a little bit about rejection. And when this is over, I am going to, or towards the end, I'm going to give you some questions that you can ask yourself, and you can compare them to your goals. And this is going to help you determine, is this an inspired goal? Is this a valid goal? And so your goals can be more powerful. And this is going to increase your chances of achieving your goals and following through and doing the thing that you desire to do most, which is what you were called to do, your reason for being here on this earth. So before we go any further into rejection, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to my channel, please, and hang out with me a little bit. We have some great information that's coming up, and I think it's going to help you achieve your goals. It's going to help you do life with power, and you're going to understand why you're built by design to win. And so you're going to realize you don't have to play small. So please click that subscribe button. Also, my company, Power Up Nation, we'd love to have you hang out with us and participate with us. So you can get on my email list. Just go to designingyourlifetoday.com. That's the name of my podcast. And when the little box pops up, just put your information in there, and you can kind of hang out with us, and we can find out kind of how to help each other. So the goal is for everyone to achieve their goals and to build their magnificent life. All right, let's get into rejection. Now, rejection is something that's often feared, and it's because it's feared, we work not to be rejected. We go into overtime. We play small, we pull back, we don't sometimes try new things. Sometimes when a person, let's say, leaves a relationship or because they've been rejected, then they decide they're never getting into a new relationship. And listen, human beings are designed to connect. But let's move on. So we work not to be rejected, and we work really hard at that. And we do that because we think this is keeping us in a safe place in our life, but it's actually holding us back, and it's actually keeping us from opportunities. And that's the sad part. So the fear of rejection can also keep us from stepping up to the level in life so that we will achieve and receive the things that we desire. And how's that going to happen? Because we're missing out on all these amazing opportunities. So this means that when you can understand rejection and you can understand the role that it's playing in your life, then what's going to happen is you're going to start to set bigger and more authentic goals. You are going to be open to all those great opportunities, and you're going to open up more to live the life that you truly desire and the life that you deserve, the life you know that you deserve. I call that your magnificent life. Now, when you have a better understanding of what rejection means, and we're going to talk about that in a moment, I'm going to share it with you in just a few minutes here, so you can have an understanding of what rejection means. Because when you have that understanding of what it means, then maybe you'll be inspired to actually embrace, let's say, any type of rejection, be it personal, rejection in a business, even if you're in a job and you get rejected or let go and you see that as a rejection. So it is important to understand. And so when you can understand, now you come from that position of power, which is a position of inspiration. So doing this will cause you to look more deeply when you understand that, wait a minute, this rejection is happening for a reason. Not because I'm a bad person, not because you need to beat yourself up, but you're going to look more deeply into discovering more about yourself, more about who you truly are. And then you're going to actually be more open to receiving all the best things that you've been wishing for in your life, all the things that you desire. See, understand this, that there's a calling on your life or a purpose for your life that's begging for your attention. And so each time you deny your authentic purpose, then you're denying a part of you. And so when you deny a part of you, it kind of cuts into the essence of who you are. It cuts into your excitement. So you wake up each day kind of knowing that there's something missing and you feel unfulfilled, but you're not quite sure what it is. And so let's say if you're in a relationship, you just kind of go through the motions because you want to make it work. Or if you're on a job, again, you go through the motions. If you're in a business, you go through the motions hoping that things will get better. But the reality of it is that your essence is, it's not allowed to thrive. So when you step away from your calling, when you're not paying attention to your calling, when you're not embracing who you truly are, the uniqueness that is you and what you're all about, that doesn't feel good. So when this happens, that attacks your confidence. And so when your confidence is being attacked, here's the thing about that. Sometimes you can actually be in a relationship, you can be running a business, you can be on a job, you can be doing something, you can have even surround yourself with some friends, and you won't even notice that your confidence or your self-esteem is being crippled. And that's the thing. And that's what rejection will do for you. What happens is rejection, when you get rejected in those situations, then all of a sudden, even though for a moment you're going to begin to feel less confidence and you might even feel unworthy of anything good, but rejection is there to remind you that, listen, you are crippling your confidence. You're not being your best self. You are not doing life with power. You're not coming from this position of power. And so rejection is there to remind you that on some level you are playing very small. On some level you are settling. On some level you're allowing someone else to control your life and send you in a direction that God didn't intend for you to go. So this is something that you want to think about when rejection takes place. So this is why you embrace the rejection. Okay. Now, although you begin to feel less confidence or unworthy of anything good, and you spend time wondering, okay, well, what's wrong with me? You wonder what's wrong with you, or you spend time wishing you had done things differently, and you ponder, what could I have done differently? Is this my fault? Oh yes, I think it's so. You go through all of this where you beat yourself up, and you may even uh, think that the whole world is judging you. But here's the thing: if that rejection came, it came because for some reason you're out of alignment with the person that you were designed to be. And make no mistake about it, you're built by design to win. And I can assure you that prior to that uh, rejection, and I don't even know you, I can assure you, you were not winning. You were on some level feeling unfulfilled. On some level, you were feeling that your life was that didn't have the kind of meaning that you wanted to have. And so you were just not inspired. But rejection comes to cause you to step away from the very thing, okay, the person or the job or the business or whatever it is, to cause you to step away from that so that you can step into who you were designed to be. So you can embrace your authenticity. So you can open up and kind of, I want to say, just let the real you just flow. Introduce the real you to the world. What is that one thing that you desire to do? When it comes to goal setting, if you're afraid of rejection, if you're holding back, then you know what? You're going to set goals that are so not effective. And you're not going to achieve those goals. You're not going to have that fulfilled life. So I want you to think about what rejection can really bring into your life, or the message that it's trying to bring into your life. Now, as I said a few moments ago, you said, well, you know what? I'm living this life and I'm kind of going with the flow of things, hoping it will work out, or hoping the business will work out, or some miracle will come. Because you know what? If it doesn't work out, or if I fail, then you know what? People are going to be judging me. And here's the thing: you might think that everybody's judging you, and everybody's looking at you, or everybody's laughing at you, or everybody's saying, "See, I knew it." You know what? If they are, let that be their issue, because you are here to follow through on your purpose. And that journey, it doesn't come without mishaps, and it doesn't come without mistakes. So that's why you're here. Your goal is to say, you know what? No matter what, even if I fall down and scrape my knees a few times, even if I make some really, really big mistakes, and it seems like I can't regroup, or all is lost. I promise you, all is not lost until you fulfill your purpose. All is not lost. There is a way for you to get back on track and kind of get back in the game. And that's what rejection is here to do for you, to help you regroup and get back in the game, to put you on the right track, because you weren't on the right track. So the mishaps or the mistakes, don't beat yourself up about that. Don't spend time wondering what's wrong with me. And I want to say this because I always like to give a little caveat when I'm sharing this kind of information. Um, there's nothing wrong with you, but when mishaps and let's say mistakes happen, perhaps there are some lessons that you needed to learn, or there may be some lessons that you still need to learn. So I encourage you to become a student of life, especially your life. Now, when these mishaps happen, or the mistakes happen, and then I'm going to give you some questions that you want to ask yourself, and you can compare these questions to your goals, and you can make sure that you set some valid goals and goals that inspire you, and that you're coming from that position of authenticity. So I'm going to get to those in just a few moments. But as I was saying, when the mishaps or the mistakes happen, first of all, forgive yourself and come into the present moment. Okay, stop looking to the past. And sometimes that's easier said than done. Okay, because I'm a person who likes to kind of ponder things and figure out, how could I have done this better? What could I have done to make this work out the way I had hoped it would work out? So I have to remind myself, you know what? Note the lesson, come into the present moment, and let's move forward. Let's do what we need to do and get to where it is God has called us to be. So forgive yourself, come into the present moment, because power is in the present moment. That's where your power is. That's where your excitement is. That's where actually some of your great revelations for your own success is. Any changes or success that's going to happen in your life, make a decision that that begins now. Again, power's in the present moment. So make the decision. I'm starting here, starting now. It's like wiping the slate clean and just start now. Now, I know that all sounds easy, but here's the thing. The truth is, getting beyond rejection, well, that can be a little difficult. But as we start to get a better understanding of what rejection is all about, well, that's going to make it easier. And that's going to make you any future rejections, not saying I want you to have those, but if it's going to cause you to get to where it is you want to be, hey, embrace it, let it come. And so it's going to make it easier for you to embrace those rejections. And you want to embrace it because then again, as I said, you set inspired goals. You start to see such a clear, strong destiny because these goals are attached to your divine destiny. This beats walking around feeling defeated or feeling unworthy or blaming yourself for something you didn't do because you didn't know. Well, rejection is a great teacher. So note the lesson. Here's another thing about rejection as we start to go to these questions in a moment here. Rejection it's about redirection. And so earlier I said, it's trying to align you with something. Well, you can't be aligned with your highest and best self until you get redirected sometimes because you're on the wrong road. So rejection is about redirection. So you can align with your true purpose and receive all those great rewards and things that life has for you. Rejection is also designed to help you go deeper. So it's about going deeper so that you can truly discover your real, most powerful self. Sometimes we shy away from being our best self. And I've met a lot of people like that, in coaching, when I'm coaching people, and I get to hear, some of the stories, and I can see how amazing they are, how powerful they are, how gifted they are. And I can actually see them achieving the business that they desire to achieve. But then there's this other side to them where they're listening to some other people and they're allowing those people or that person to cause them to play small. And so then when they play along and follow that person's pattern or that person's path, then that person loses respect for them and then they get rejected. Well, that's not a bad thing because now that person is not there to control that individual's life. So I'm just using that as an example. So let's press on so we can get to the questions. So as I said, rejection, it's about going deeper. You need to discover, who are you? Who's your most powerful self? There's no greater feeling than discovering who God made you to be instead of allowing someone else or a situation to attack your identity through rejection. So as you embrace rejection and go through your discovery period, guess what happens? You become so much stronger. The rough edges fall off, you become resilient, and you begin to sparkle. You become more confident, and then you step into the real you. At this point, you realize that it's time for you to be elevated to the next level in life. But here's the thing about getting elevated. Elevation only comes when you accept the direction that life is sending you, when life is helping you align with who you're designed to be. So rejection causes you to accept the better direction, to accept where life is sending you. Because now you've decided that you want more and now you're willing to accept it. You've decided that you deserve more, and so now you're willing to accept it. And all of this happens because you used rejection as a resource for empowerment, as opposed to looking at it as something that's causing you to feel defeated or unworthy or less than. So use rejection as a resource for empowerment. That's what you want to do. Okay. So while rejection doesn't feel good in our personal life or our business life, there's some great lessons that we can pull from rejection that will actually help us shape our best destiny. And I promise you, it's going to work out. You're going to be excited um, along the way. And every time, if another rejection comes, again, you're going to go, okay, I need to embrace this. What is it I need to learn? I'm ready because I'm ready to keep moving. That's just a small hurdle that I need to get beyond. Now, here are the questions I mentioned, and I mean these questions are questions that you want to ask yourself that will actually help you become more open to embracing your true magnificent journey. Here's number one: what do I need to do to align with the life I truly desire? You see, if you're going through some kind of rejection period, is because it's because you're not in alignment with the life you desire. So ask yourself that. Or what kind of life do I truly desire? That's something that you need to know. Now, I made that a part of question one. So you can ask yourself both of those questions, because sometimes you don't know what you need to do to get in alignment because you don't know what you truly desire for your life. So perhaps answer that first and then answer the question, what do I need to do to align with the life I truly desire? See, this is where you find your goals. This is where you find goals that you're going to set that are most effective and that will inspire you. Here's number two: what areas of my life have I been holding back in so I could fit into a situation that did not serve to push me towards my highest good? Number three: where do I need to direct my power and energy so I can fulfill my true purpose and attract my most magnificent life? And number four: what areas of my life need my attention that I have been neglecting? You see, sometimes we spend all of our time trying to please someone else, doing things to help someone else, and hoping that they'll embrace us. And then we find in the end, we still get rejected. Well, when that happens, it's because you didn't put your attention on your life and where you were supposed to be. Because I can assure you, if you were doing that, then that person or that situation, it would work out. Doesn't mean you don't have to work it, but it would work out. So, listen, as I wrap up here, you can check the show notes below. And I have a course called the Goal Achiever Success Track, and it's pretty extensive. It's a 6-week course, and it will allow you to ask yourself even deeper questions, and it will walk you through such things as getting beyond the fear, dealing with procrastination, and some of the things that come with you feeling so rejected. And so it deals with a lot. It's going to, I provided a template for you to design a power plan of action. So when you have a power plan of action, uh, now you know how to embrace some of the things that you consider to be unpleasant in your life. You also get inspired to stay more focused, and you focus on the right thing. Okay, so with that being said, you guys, listen, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. Remember to subscribe. We've got some more great information coming to help you understand more about who you are, why you are built by design to win, and why you are here to serve your purpose and do life with power.